every senior day probably sneaks up on you a little bit from the time these kids sign their letters of intent to their last regular season home game.
Yeah, I mean, senior day is, I think, more tough on families and everybody else. Maybe not so much the seniors, because they put their time in, and I think these three, in particular, how they've handled their senior year has been incredible. There's been no major pressure, no stress. They've had fun. They've embraced it. Probably the only senior class has done that, since I've been around, and it's been a joy to be around them, and I think that's kind of helped the whole situation. I mean, it's going to be a celebration, and I think one thing that's unique is that we do get to host. So when you get to host, it's not your last home game, so hopefully it won't be exceptionally emotional.
Would adversity be the way you describe this group with everything that they've gone through the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think, everybody's journey, seniors before, it's kind of been the same thing with Purdue women's basketball, is just, that adversity, and every team has it. We just seem to have too much of it, but that's kind of who we are, and I guess we lead by example how to handle, certain type of things and be resilient. But, these three have really just marked this program, have done an amazing job, 2 back-to-back, and have won a lot of championships, have surpassed a lot of records, and hope we'll continue to surpass as many records as possible, because then that means we'll go a little bit further.
They're pretty good leaders, too. I mean, they've really sort of carried this team.
Yeah, these three, just leadership, they all lead differently. That's going to be a big challenge in the future. Some kids know how to lead on the court, some know how to lead hard-nosed, some can do both. All three have done it on the court and off the court, so we've been exceptionally spoiled. Anytime there's community service, they all jump up and they want to help, just anything. So, that's what I think I'll miss more than anything, besides them as individuals and how much fun I've had with those three, is just the giving part and really understanding the big picture more than anybody.
What about their personality? You mentioned that they haven't let any pressure get to them. They're kind of free-going individuals. I mean, what about their makeup and personality allows them to be that way?
Well, I think, when you're a freshman, you see how the seniors go through it, a sophomore, junior, all of that. And, I would just always told them, if you can have everything panned out before your senior year, like know what you want to do and where you're going and kind of have a plan, rather than waiting till that second semester and almost freaking out, oh my God, what am I going to do? Where am I going to be at? I think they've just learned those type of things, and their personalities are go-getter, very calming, very peaceful, giving back, unselfish, so I think all those collectively personalities have been phenomenal for our program, and I think that's how your senior year should be, not feeling the pressure and enjoying it, because it's the last time you're going to put that Purdue uniform on, and the last of a lot of different things, and I think, all my years, these three have handled it the best.
With that said, you feel like it's going to be pretty easy for them to focus on the task at hand, because Sunday's game is a pretty big one for a number of reasons.
They have all year. They've always have stepped up to the plate, and I think more so Didi has stepped up defensively and offensively since KK's gone down. I mean, Courtney, she's usually always doing specific things, but I think Courtney's trying to also bring that passion that KK brought, and you can see when she makes certain shots, she's smiling and laughing, and that's what KK brought to the table. She just wants, you need to have fun. You got to have fun. If you're feeling the heat and feeling the pressure, then you get tight. So yeah, I mean, every single game's important. I mean, no matter if it's in the beginning of the year, the end of the year, we just got to keep playing. No matter what happens on Sunday, you have the Big Ten tournament, and you got to keep playing and win as many games as you can, and then hopefully you're seated halfway decent at home, and you know the drill. But hopefully our RPI can stay in the top 15, no matter when we lose. Then I'll feel pretty good. You want to be in a good spot.
Following KK's injury in that press conference, you said at worst you would like to finish 3-3 the rest of the way, 5-0. Just how proud are you of this group that they've got a chance to finish the regular season 6-0 and really hot going into the Big Ten tournament?
Probably more proud than I've ever been, because we've had a very tough stretch playing tough teams. We've played on the road. We've come from behind by 14 and then 18, and kind of that never say die attitude, and just trying to figure things out. I said today, if someone, certain players came off other teams, would that happen? I mean, KK being the point guard, it's even harder because the percentage of everything she's involved in was off the chart. Some can just score, but hers is scoring, assists, steals, defensive catalyst, fast break points, you name it. It wasn't just, 2 categories. So just exceptionally proud no matter how we finish. I think this team has really stepped up to the challenge, and, we're still on a mission to get things done.
You know how important that bye is in the Big Ten tournament, because no team has come from the first day to win the thing. Just the extra importance for Sunday's game to wrap up that 4th spot, get a bye?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously what we want. Nebraska's playing probably better basketball than anybody. They've won 9 straight. No one else has done that in the Big Ten. So, I mean, the better team will win. I mean, whoever knocks down shots, whoever gets a defensive stop, I'll be very proud no matter what happens. But that's obviously what you want. We'll just wait, see what happens on Sunday.
What are they doing so well here recently during this stretch?
I just think other players have been stepping up.
Yeah.
Laudermill is just playing out of her mind. I mean, she had 7 threes the other night against Penn State, and she's taking it to the hole. And I think if you shut certain players down, other people are stepping up, and that's what you want. We kind of did the same thing. If you're shutting certain people down, then you've got to step up, and that's what we've done. So if you have other players that are playing at a higher level and they're continuing to gel and their offense is really going, and I think their defense has picked up tremendously.
Is that the biggest difference from the first time you played them?
Yeah, I don't know about Connie, but when I watched that game, I'm like, whew. I didn't think both teams were very good at that point in time. We were just fortunate to win, but maybe she might think differently. But I was like, wow, we beat them in transition. They beat us in transition. We gave up, just some easy. They missed layups. We missed some shots, and we watched it. But I think their defense is really ratcheted up. I think they're doing a great job there, and then offensively, other players are shooting well.